Okay, I am going to spend a few minutes now and go through this video with you, covering some of our review problems. All right. So the review is on lessons 1, 2, and 3 in Chapter 4, and covers everything from writing equations in slope-intercept form, writing equations in point-slope form and standard, and then also in writing equations of lines that are parallel and perpendicular. So we'll look at the properties of all that, and we'll see how many videos it takes to make that. I'm going to say 2, but let's get going. So this first one, they want us to do it in slope-intercept form. So we got to remember that slope-intercept form is the form y equals mx plus b, where m stands for our slope, right? That's our slope. And b stands for our y-intercept, all right? And that's right here. That's our y-intercept, okay? So these are what they stand for. And so when you write an equation in slope-intercept form, you have to know the slope and you have to know the y-intercept in order to do that. So if you look at the information they're giving us down here, they're saying, okay, write this equation, and they give us the 0.82, and they give us the slope. So we know the slope, so we're halfway there, all right? That's great. I know the slope. The problem is I don't know the y-intercept. So in order to move forward on this and be able to finish this problem, I have to find the y-intercept somehow. So the way we do that, if you guys remember, is we use the equation y equals mx plus b, and then we use this information they give us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to color code this, all right? And I'm going to say this is my x coordinate. And you're going to take that x coordinate and you're going to put it right in here. Okay, you probably see where this is going. I'm going to take this y coordinate, which is 2, and I'm going to put that right there with y. And then my slope, which I know from already being given that in the equation, is right here. I'm going to take that, and that's going to go right here. And so then what you do is when you recognize that you have 3 of the 4 pieces of that puzzle, so to speak, you just put them in and solve for that 4th piece of the puzzle, which in this case is finding b. All right, so let's just write this down. Let's go, okay, we'll go 2 equals, well, m is 3/4. And we're going to multiply this by 8. Okay. And then it looks like it's, I can't remember, I might have erased the negative sign. I think this might have been negative 3/4. I'm going to go through with this and assume it's not, but it might be. So if I change it suddenly, that's why. Okay, so we've got this, right? 3/4 times 8 plus b. So we're going to take this and we're going to multiply 3/4 times 8. So that cancels out, and that gives us 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus b. All right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. All right? And I'm just doing this because I'm solving for b. All right? And when I do that, it goes away right here, and you get b, and then you get negative 4. And I don't think it really makes a difference if I remember the negative or not. If it were a negative, you'd get a different answer. But we'll just assume it's not. So that means my equation now, because I found b, all right? And historically, when I've been doing this with you guys, I've been making b yellow. So there's yellow. So now I'm going to rewrite this, and I'm just going to put in the information. So I have y equals, my m is 3/4, and then you write x, because I'm using this equation here, y equals mx plus b, and my plus b is minus 4. And this equation right here is our answer. That's what we're looking for. Okay? Okay, let's take a look at another one. Write an equation in point-slope form. All right, now the thing about point-slope form is well, let's write that down first of all, what our point-slope form is. So our point-slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And that's where they give you a point, that is the point x1, y1, and then they also give you m. All right, so they give you these things, and then you plug it in, and then the only variables you have left are just your regular y and your regular x. So if we look at what they gave us all of this. They gave me, if I say that m is, we've been using red, right? If I say that m is red, they gave me a slope. It's 1/2. It's right there. Okay, and then for my x1 and my y1, we'll color code those again. Do this for my x, right? We'll do the light green. So that's going to go, that goes in right here, right? And they gave me an x coordinate. It's right here. It's 5. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the magenta. And that's y, and that goes where your y is. And so you can kind of see how this all works, right? So now let's rewrite this using the information they gave us. So y minus, all right, so y1 is -1, so y minus -1 equals, my m is 1/2, and then x minus x1, and x1 is 5. So you can see I've got enough information here now where I can write this. And all you do then is you just clean it up. Once you get it to this point, it's in the form. You just got to clean it up so you don't have anything in there that isn't simplified. And the only thing I can see is I got this double negative here that I got to fix. So you go y plus 1 equals, and then everything else looks pretty good. And this is your equation in point slope form. All right, let's try one more problem. So we're going to write this in standard form. So what you got to remember about standard form now, okay, and we're going over all these things. Let's do blue. The standard form is ax plus by equals c. And you got to remember that a, b, and c are integers. That means they're whole numbers. They can be positive or negative. But a has to be greater than or equal to 0. Cannot be less than 0. So if it's negative, not good. All right? And then the other thing is your x and y terms are on one side, and then your c, which is your constant, is on the other. So ax and by are going to be on one side, and then your c is going to be on the other side. So let's work through this now and see what happens and how do we get it to look like that. So if you start with y plus 6 equals -7 times x plus 1, first thing you should hopefully see is that there's these pesky parentheses here that we got to get rid of. So let's do that. Let's get rid of our parentheses. So we have y plus 6 equals -7x minus 7. Okay, good. Now, x and y got to be on the same side, okay? I don't have any fractions or anything, so I don't have to do any conversion for that, but x and y got to be on the same side. So if I'm going to do that, I think I want to move my x over to the other side so that it will make it positive. All right, so I'm going to do that by adding x to both sides. And what that does is that gives me 7x plus y plus 6, cancels over here, and you get -7. Now the last thing I got to do is just move this over here so that the constants are together and on their own side. So when I do that, you subtract 6 from both sides, you get 7x plus y, and lo and behold, you have an equation that is in standard form, right? My a is 7, my b is 1, and my c is -13, which is totally cool. All right. That's it. Next video, we'll go over problems 4 and 5.